Here we go for one more time on the board here. Looking forward to this. Paula Murphy, Andrea Taylor taking it on for us here in Boca Raton. You can see the dart hall is thinned out, and everybody that's in this room is either helping shut down some of the boards or watching this final here. And boy, should this be a good one. And given how things have been going today, this is how you kind of expected this one to go. This is actually, was this the third final today now for Andrea Taylor? So good stuff for her indeed. So looking forward to this one. Let's see how this one plays out. Bianca saying, are these steel dart tournaments open? Yes, they are. In fact, I would say majority of North American steel tip competitions are opens. There's a handful of stuff that you obviously have to qualify for in some invitational tournaments or some circuits. But majority of like the floor event style tournaments are opens here in North America. I do know you have been tuning in with us from over in Germany and then moved over here, so it's great to see you. And if you ever want to find out more about these tournaments, I mean, the best place to look is always on Facebook. You can look up different dart tournaments and different circuits. This one's more associated with the USSDA, but there's also WDF events over here. You have the ADO, the ADA, you have a bunch of different organizations. Devin Mosley saying, what do we have to do to get 3 new songs for in between games? Well, sorry, we ran out of budget. You didn't want to hear random copyright-free music once again? We actually have 8 songs for the record. Sorry, our producer wanted to let that know. But no, just jokes aside here. This is the last match, so no more music to be added into the mix. Paula Murphy in control of this one so far. Finds the 17s. Over now to the 18s. No, she's staying for more trouble. You know what, Devin? That's fair enough. Yeah, that's real. That's honest. Well, Taylor here, good opportunity to actually capitalize on that from Paula, right? Has the X on the 18s. Can you find the treble? Big single there. And just one single on the grab. So now Paul is just going to attack this close. Big single on the last start needed. Now Taylor getting pushed to the corner pockets here. She's in the 15s. I don't think there's a particular difference between the 15s and 16s in this given scenario. And I actually do like doing that just because it makes an easy transition to the 17s there if you do get that advantage. Taylor has said, hey, I've been struggling. The darts just don't feel like they're coming out quite right. There's a little cog in the machine there trying to figure it out. It's one of those things that's so hard to figure out. But even then, just know that she's been playing really good and making, 3 finals today now. So it's one of those things where I'm like, man, if this is the B game, I wonder what the A is going to be. Finds 5 marks there and kind of throws up the hands. Says, yeah, all right. You know, I'm going to take that last dart. It's one of those happy accident darts, it seems. Paula continuing to dictate this game, though. 2-house advantage. First dart was at 16s. I expect her to go back to points now. She said, oh, my God, come on there. She wants to find a little bit more. Doesn't want to accidentally leave a shot here, and it does leave a shot. Trip 16. We'll get a look here at the 15s and 17s, but has to be a big first start triple. And just drops low, trying to adjust up. Now that flight's in an awkward position. Still gets it over top. Well thrown last start, and you had to put a lot of oomph on that. You can kind of see that Taylor put her back into it. Looks like Paula there tripped the 15 on the last start. Does get the point lead back. 56-point difference, too. So a significant point lead in the sense that one dart trip does not get the point lead for Taylor. And does go look at the 17s there. I would have preferred that last start to go ahead and grab a single 15. Get the guaranteed close and save yourself a dart later on. We'll see. Back to the 16s there. Devin says, another excellent commentary weekend. Gents, do appreciate the kind words. And, of course, do want to give a shout out to the BCDA for bringing us out here, Broward County Darting Association, for our second time here at the Cherry Bomb International, as we are now winding to an end. One more 16 for the close. Paula does get to them shut down. Single on any of the numbers does push the bull, and that's exactly what she was trying to do there. Taylor here. I honestly wouldn't dislike the 3 mark. I think going for the 17s, 15s here might be the move. Grabs the bull. Is it going to stay? Yeah, she's going to stay. And then goes on there. Again, another single on the 17 where I'm like, maybe that close on the 15 might have been more advantageous. It's hard to tell. You can see Paula, of course, now going to load up on the points. And that's why I was thinking maybe if you go single 15, single 17, single 17, it'll set you up a little bit better. And Paula shows exactly why. 7 marks there, 130-point difference. Now means 1 bull to close and 6 to get up. 7 bulls now needed, instead of a 4-3 bull race, which is what it would have been. No outshot available now for Taylor. Paula Murphy can throw 3 clear at this bull. Finds the first. And then throws the last start down there at the 17 before I believe she even made a comment about, oh, I think it's already closed. Inconsequential dart, though, all things considered. And Taylor not able to grab any bulls there. So Paula Murphy now looking for 2. Can work in with that dart. Looks like she did get that bull in. She's going to probably stay. Yeah, she does stay. Just grabs the 1 bull. Taylor there, definitely feeling the frustrations, but it's just the first leg in a race to 3 format. You just kind of have to let it go and go on to the next one. Paula there does grab the single bull to get leg number 1 on the board for Murphy. A little bit of a laugh and a chat over there. Looks like Paula is going to show first. They're having a whole conversation back there. You can tell that there's a lot of love and respect between these girls. I'm sure they've run into each other plenty of tournaments at plenty of times on the Yaki. And see, right there, I think that overhead shot actually did a good job of showing us what Taylor's struggling with. And the fact that the rest of the mechanics are set just fine and dandy, but you actually saw that little bit of, she pops that elbow in, but then as she's pulling back, it seemed to wobble back out a little bit. Hopefully we can get a look at that on her next throw. You can see Paula, of course, nice and simple with her dart form. She's always had a picturesque throw. Always very photogenic with how she sets up her dart. But look here, Andrea Taylor. You can see, moves the elbow in right there, and you can see it almost pops back out, just that little bit of a wobble at the very tail end of the throw. And that's what she was talking about. She mentioned earlier that she was having trouble with the elbow positioning, and that's what she feels like the issue was. And I think that's exactly the issue that we're finding right there. It's just that little extra bit of movement at the very end. Paul taking an extra moment to recompose. They're having a laugh about something over there. Oh, it was a sneeze. Paula goes right up onto the wire of the 20, looking down to the 19s. It's her favorite number. She's going to stay. Doesn't get to go in. Right on the line. Taylor there does snap that first dart right in. I don't agree with the early switch up there in this given situation. You have the X on the 19s, and you needed 4 to get the point advantage, which she did get. But at least Paula an opportunity for a 2 mark here, right? A single 19 to a single 20, or whatever combination gets her all she needs in this one. Yeah, now she can go wherever she wants with this last start. Beautiful 5 mark for Murphy. And Paula's been at the top of the women's game in North America for a long time now. And I say that just keeping in mind of the fact that she's one that's paved the way for a lot of these other female talents to kind of come through. I mean, we've talked about for years on end how many Paula Murphy, Chris Grimmel finals we've seen. Of course, Meredith McGee, all these other Florida ladies that I've grown up watching and playing with and against. But yeah, Paula has just been one of those girls that's really done a lot for North American darts. You got to give credit where credit's due in that regard. I mean, even to this day, she still does a lot for North American darts. Five mark found. Well, really effectively a 3 mark as single 20, trip 24, the closing with authority. Paula just going to take the 2 here. Gets the close. Now down to the 17s. You almost expect the trip to go in, but it goes high onto the single. So Taylor gave herself this opportunity. 3 to close, and then would need to find trip after to bring it back within striking distance. Would still be down 4 points, though. But this will help the cause. Oh, last one gets away just a little bit there. Oh, look at this from Paula. Oh, gets a 5 mark there. She did hit a white horse on the stream earlier today. Andrea's just kind of giving her the stuff there a little bit. Says already closed that. Not trying to correct and go to the 16s. Those dang 19s, they're like 16s upside down. I get it too. Paula just going to go 1, 2, 3 on this now. There's 2. Found 3 as well. So pole position to go up 2-0 in this final. Some great shots on the bull there. Gets 2 clear. But Paula 3 needed. Finds a double. Big old single for this last one. Not quite hugging the wire there, but 1 pull away from a 2-0 advantage in a race to 3 format. Good position here for Murphy. Good 3-ball correction there. Taylor's going to be one of those players that never gives up and never really backs down. Neither is Paula. I think they're hugging, but I believe they're not done yet. Pretty sure they still have another game left. Let's see here. They're kind of having a little bit of a laugh about it, but they're giving big hugs. Might be over. There we go. All right, yeah. So they just someone in the background having a laugh. They're saying the men did the same thing, thinking it was over after 2. Having a full blown chaotic mess laugh over here. Love it. Love that happened on the men's and women's side. Finds the bull, and now again, Andrea Taylor playing with house money, right? I mean, that's kind of how you have to consider it. I asked Danny if that's how he felt, as Taylor will get the start here. I asked Danny if that's how he felt after thinking it was over after 2 and realizing he had another leg left. He's like, absolutely felt. I felt so like pressure free at that point. It felt like I was literally just on a free roll. So we'll see what happens here. Andrea Taylor getting started off. Finds 4. Good things going, and definitely a momentum shift. Paul's going to have to settle in on these 19s. Oh, and unfortunately does not stick there. Kind of catching between the darts and the wire. You can see the refocus here from both players as they're starting to get nice and serious here. Oh, big 3-mark close was needed. Going back up for the cover shot. Murphy gets a trip. She can take a swing. You expect her to kind of ride the 19s for a bit, though. We'll see how this shot goes. Can work in from there. Last one looks like it did make it into the trip for a 4-mark. Yeah, 76 to 40 now. Means 2 marks needed from Taylor up top. And that will not do, and Taylor knows it. We'll have to regroup because this is a big striking moment for Paula potentially. Very interesting that she's staying up here for all 3. She does get the close. I almost want to say, I only say interesting not because that isn't the right shot, but because if I'm Taylor, I'm taking an aggressive look at the 19s here, but after I still have to grab a number first. Grabs the 17s. Now this is where I'll take the look, and this is exactly what's going to happen. And hits the big 5 mark there. And that's just simply because now it's a different shot. Now it's a 7 mark for Paula, right? Or really a 6 mark. 18s and 17s to try to grab both. Has to grab the 18s first. It's a good momentum shifting turn if you're Taylor. Murphy does stay focused to get that close, though. So now Taylor will have to start down. Well, after a single, we'll get the point lead. Leads to a lot of different routes here. I would stay for one more. I don't know if I love the quick move because now she's looking back down, and this is something we've seen. Point, close, point has been her strategy rather than 2 points in a close or 2 closes in a point. I think if that first dart just being in such a good spot in the 17, first one finding the trip, you stay down there, you might find yourself finding 2 trips before taking that last dart. In either case, though, it is a good moment here. Andrea Taylor doing a great job of switching this around. 2 18s needed to get the close. Going to start up there. Needs to stay focused for the big closes here. And that's a frustrating dart. Good find on the last. That's a big recovery. 67 is the point differential now. Needs to find a trip here to get the point lead. Four mark there. Sorry, 3 mark. I don't know why I said 4 mark. Brain fart. Sunday darts indeed. Taylor again approaching with the point lead now. 2 18s. Going to take the same shot from last time. Grabs it in 1. And I like this look back at the 17. Yeah, stays down there for 2. I love that shot selection and that given shot. $47-point difference is a good number for Paula to be right now as far as looking at the 16s, but only if the 16s close, because 48 is 1 trip 16 there. In this case, just the 2 marks there means that Taylor's going to get a look now at the 16s. Goes back and finds a third dart trip 17, and that's definitely what Taylor's been riding on in this one. That third dart 17 has been amazing for her. So Taylor going to be going right at these 16s once again. Needs to bring him up. Big old single on this last dart. And another opportunity where Paula can just now sneak behind. It happened on the 18s and didn't get penalized. Will that be the case this time? Paula really wants to punch. I don't think she was expecting that shot at the 16s again. You can see the extra moment that she tried to recompose herself. Any 16s you hit right now is less 15s you have to hit in the next turn. Even if you can't get the point lead, it is something to consider. But they're just one single. Taylor does get it there. It kind of throws it up the arms like, wow, really now? Now over to the 17s probably to add, or right at the 15s? Yeah, no. Definitely the 17s there. I think the 17 is the better dart in that given scenario. Murphy finds the first dart on the trip. And the second. This would be a good time to do this. Oh, doesn't get in there. It was running out of space and caught the top of the barrel, but a good 7 mark there. Again, 10-point difference. So now 17s versus 15s is the battle. Taking a look. Does take a look. You're hitting the 17s particularly well, Taylor. I would probably have preferred the stay. Murphy could get 2 darts now for the 17s if so chooses. Does find it there. What a shot from Paula Murphy. Back to the 15s for another 7 mark. Back-to-back 7s from Paula Murphy, and that's what she really does best. Andrea Taylor, a very talented player, a player that I'm always happy to see in the dart hall, and one of those players that can always do damage. I mean, 3 finals today, just only getting it over the line with Laura Dinch in that one. But it looks like Paula here going to grab another title. She's already been solidified as MVP, and she's definitely making sure she's going to have a great chance here. 2 bowls away and grabs a trip 15. Hats off to Andrea Taylor, though. I mean, really making some waves today in the runs. So throwing some great darts in the ladies' doubles, in the mixed doubles as well. Always great to see. Of course, always great to see Paula Murphy as well doing what Paula Murphy does. One more bowl needed. One more bowl found, and that will do it for real this time between these two. Andrea Taylor and Paula Murphy conclude the ladies singles and also conclude our coverage here at the Cherry Bomb International 2024. You can see some claps in the background there. And let me tell you, it's been an absolute pleasure for myself and Jeff McMahan here in Boca Raton, Florida, to be out here calling some great games, seeing all the players, and having some great conversations as well.